Now let me speak about the ministers who are moving for exposure. Lawrence Wong will be the new Minister for Education, replacing Ong Ye Kung. Lawrence Wong was previously at MOE, where he carried out a review of higher education, which raised the university cohort participation rate to 40% and widened the range of university degrees. He will build on the good work of Ong Ye Kung and previous education ministers and continue improving our education system to bring out the best in every child and student. He will also focus on lifelong learning for adults and work with companies to integrate learning with the new demands at our workplaces. Lawrence Wong will continue to co-chair the multi-ministry task force on COVID-19. Ong Ye Kung will succeed Khaw Boon Wan in the Ministry of Transport. I thank Khaw Boon Wan for his many accomplishments there. In the last 5 years, MOT's priority was engineering work, especially getting our public transport system in good shape and to improve its reliability. Khaw Boon Wan has done an excellent job of this. In the next few years, MOT's emphasis will shift to envisioning and realizing Singapore's post-COVID-19 connectivity by land, sea, and air. For land, our public transport system will need to evolve further to be sustainable, affordable, and part of our long-term plan for a green Singapore. For sea and air, the critical task is to preserve Singapore's status as a global hub, especially in the post-COVID-19 world. The Ministry of Transport will also be engaged with Malaysia and Indonesia on major bilateral projects like the high-speed rail and the RTS link, and also sensitive airspace and maritime issues. So we need a very good minister at the helm with cabinet experience and political nous. Desmond Lee will be appointed Minister for National Development, replacing Lawrence Wong. Desmond Lee has been second minister at the Ministry of National Development for several years, so he's familiar with the issues. He has been doing good work engaging community groups on our physical development plans. He has also been helping the ministerial task force, or multi-ministry task force, sort out arrangements for migrant construction workers to resume work. He will have support in MND from Indrani Raja, who will be appointed second minister. Indrani Raja will remain as second minister for finance, as well as minister in the Prime Minister's office, overseeing the National Population and Talent Division and assisting SM Teo Chee Hian on population matters. Although Desmond Lee is being posted to MND, he will retain a role in the Ministry of Social and Family Development as Minister in charge of Social Services Integration. This is to allow him to complete the unfinished work of integrating our social services. We have made progress on this, for example, setting up social service offices in the heartlands, but there's more to do to make our social services more citizen-centric and to provide comprehensive support, bringing together financial assistance with education, healthcare, employment, and other issues. Masagos Zulkifli will take over from Desmond Lee as Minister for Social and Family Development. He has a good understanding of the needs of different segments of the community and will bring this to bear in this new ministry. Masagos Zulkifli will be concurrently appointed second minister at the Ministry of Health. This is so that we can look at healthcare and aging issues from a holistic perspective and with a community lens, and strengthen our efforts on preventive health, especially on common and preventable ailments like diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol. Minister Masagos will, of course, continue as a minister in charge of Muslim affairs. Finally, Grace Fu will move to the Ministry of Sustainability and Environment, previously what we call the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. We are renaming the ministry to call it the Ministry of Sustainability and the Environment, to better reflect its future role. Sustainability has become an increasingly important part of our national agenda. We are planning our climate change defenses and managing our carbon footprint. And COVID-19 has also shown Singaporeans how important the work is which goes on behind the scenes on issues like food security and safety. Water, of course, remains an important part of MSE's mission, and it is part of sustainability. Next, let me speak about the new political office holders I am bringing in to refresh the team. First, on promotions. I'm promoting Maliki Osman and Edwin Tong to full ministers. Maliki Osman will be second minister to Vivian Balakrishnan at Foreign Affairs and to Lawrence Wong at Education. He will also be appointed minister in the Prime Minister's office. Edwin Tong will be appointed to be the Minister for Culture, Community and Youth, and also concurrently Second Minister for Law, supporting K. Shanmugam. Both Maliki Osman and Edwin Tong have performed well as senior ministers of state, and it is time for them to step up and take on more responsibilities. I'm also promoting 4 other junior ministers. Zaki Mohammed will be promoted to Senior Minister of State and will add MINDEF to his existing responsibilities in manpower. Low Yen Ling, Faisal Ibrahim, and Sun Xie Ling will move up from senior parliamentary secretaries to ministers of state and also take on new portfolios. And Rahayu Mazam will be appointed from the backbenches. She will take on a new role as parliamentary secretary in Ministry of Health, beginning from the 1st of September this year. Next, let me introduce the new faces we are bringing into the team from our batch of newly elected MPs. I'm appointing Tan See Leng as a full minister. I think he's at the end. Yeah. Tan See Leng has a depth of private sector experience as a medical professional and business entrepreneur. He will be second minister in the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the Ministry of Manpower, as well as minister in PMO. In MTI, he will add a private sector perspective to economic policy making to make sure our policies are effective in helping businesses and to address problems faced by the private sector. Being also posted to manpower, he will help align our economic and manpower policies to reinforce each other. Gan Xiao Huang, Alvin Tan, Desmond Tan, Tan Kiat Hao, and Eric Chua will also be appointed as new office holders from our slate of new MPs. Gan Xiao Huang will be Minister of State at both Education and Manpower, where she will help push our education and skills training agenda. Alvin Tan will go to MTI and MCCY as Minister of State, where his knowledge of social media and the digital media industry will come in useful. Alvin Tan will take up his appointment a little later on the 1st of September. Desmond Tan will be Minister of State at the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of Sustainability and Environment. Tan Kiat Hao will join Ministry of National Development as MOS. He will also be appointed in PMO, where he will work on government outreach and communications. He will also oversee REACH. Eric Chua will be Parliamentary Secretary in MCCY and MSF. His extensive experience with youth and community work will prove invaluable in both ministries.